Alright YouTube, my name is Willie Lakaye and welcome to my video channel. Today, well, we got something a little different from what we normally do. Today's planting day. Today we're going to put out some ryegrass. Alright, so this is Marshall ryegrass. It's annual, so it's a real hardy type grass for the winter for here in North Texas. Handles the cold pretty good. Here's the 1586 International. We finally got it going and we did a little plowing. This is more of a finishing disc, so you're not going to see a great ground break and all of the trash disappeared. But what we've basically done is we've opened up the ground. And this ryegrass, well, it's pretty badass stuff. It's known to, you just broadcast it, get it up on top of the land, top of the dirt, and it's gonna propagate. It's gonna germinate. There's no real need to get it sown in like you would with the drill, although that works as well too. And rumor has it that this dang Marshall seed has been known to germinate even without water on it, right? So from a little bit of moisture that's still left in the ground, once it makes contact, it starts doing its thing. So best I remember, 5 to 7 days or so, and it starts back up, or it starts coming up. So put you up on my head. First thing we need to do, and I'm gonna take you through the whole process here, so, and maybe in the middle we'll stop just so that, you don't get bored. But basically we got to start off by filling up our fuel tank, and that's what we're fixing to do. I'll put you up here on the top of my head. I'm gonna need both my hands for the rest of what we got going on here. So I stopped and got some fuel, 5 gallons, $25. That's amazing. But good thing is this little Ford tractor don't take a whole lot of gas or a whole lot of fuel to do its thing. And well, you know the deal. The prices are what they are, and we're going to have to pay for them whether we want to or not. So here we go. I also bought this brand new fuel canister. Tank. Just a second here to get this going. There we go. So 5 gallons usually fills this thing up, unlike the 1586, which is about a 100-gallon tank. And after we get this done, we'll put a little seed in the hopper and take it for a little test spin. Last time I had problems with my hopper, the spreader that's in the back of this tractor. I think that spreader, if I remember correctly, holds about 500, so 250 or 500 pounds of seed, depending on the size of the seed. This is a pretty small seed, best I remember. And last time I used it, I had it all full, and I went to get started, and it just poured out. And part of the reason was that the little spreader that's underneath somehow broke. The weld broke on it, and it took me a couple attempts. I'm not a very good welder. I do have a wire feed welder, 90 amps, I think it is, 100 amps or whatever. It works good. I just don't weld good. But after 3 or 4 attempts at it, I got it going. It's an ugly weld. Maybe we'll show it to you here in a little bit. But the main thing is I got done with all my planting that time, and there I planted probably close to 100 acres, between this 40 acres up front, 20 in the back, a couple 12, 15 acres of my neighbors. And anyway, The plan today is to get this front 20 acres of this 40-acre pasture planted, and depending on what's left over, we're going to try to do that front 3 acres and then a little 9-acre pasture I have here by the house. Not particularly in that order, but we're definitely going to start over here with the 20 acres first. And the price of this seed was somewhere around $38 a bag. Yesterday I tried to purchase some from Tractor Supply, which is like $56 a bag, and I actually called last week and they said they had some. I went over there yesterday and they were out, and the five or six Tractor Supplies that are in the surrounding area here, they were all out as well. So I went to Greenville, where there's a co-op, and they had it. So and they had it almost $20 cheaper. Same seed? No. I have no problem with planting this, especially at a cheaper price. Basically all we're going to do is let the cows use it as winter pasture. I'm also going to end up having to run some electric fencing in this pasture, and I'll show you how that's going to work as we go along. But it's going to start from here straight across to the big tree on the other side. There's a good fence from that tree to the front of close to the road, so we definitely want to go on that side. Plant this side over here and leave it all available for the cows, right? We'll open the gates and get them over here, and after they come in and out a couple times, they'll know the routine. So all right, I guess one thing I forgot to do was bring my knife to cut these bags open. So I'm gonna kind of stop right here and make sure that my camera is on my head at the right angle, and then we're gonna come back and fill this hopper, or put some fuel inside this hopper, and start working our way towards planting. So I hope y'all dig this. Planting is probably one of my funnest activities out here on the farm. I like plowing too, but man, when you plant, you know that when you're done, you've done something, right? You've already done all your planting. Now you're gonna seed, and within a week or so, man, you're gonna see the fruits of your labor, right? You'll see this little piece right here, just all full of little pendejitos is what I call them, right? Just little seed breakings coming up. And man, when you first come out here and see that for the first time, because there's always that doubt that something's not going to go right. But let me tell y'all, this is true, tried and tested. I mean, year after year after year, you plow the land. The better you plow, the better it's going to do. But in my thinking is it's winter, and winter's coming on pretty quick. We're going to get planted. It's going to come up with a little bit of trash that's out there. I say a little bit, it's quite a bit. As the winter goes on, it's going to melt. I say melt, it's going to dry up and come down to the ground and serve as mulch, right? So, man, we can't help but be successful in this planting. So, one more thing I want to do is move this big tractor. I ran out of memory card when I finally got the leak fixed, but I have all that on video. What I don't have is actually driving this thing and plowing, but we'll do some of that as well. So get this thing started. You want to put it in neutral, push this up, turn the key, hit that clutch. Oh, listen to that baby go. We're in gear. Now we just got to move up a little bit. That plow back there, just doing its thing. That's all we wanted, was just to move it up a little bit so we can take care of this part of the pasture. And Come on down. All right, YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. Look at that pretty plowing right there. You know, the problem is that the land, the dirt, the soil is still wet. So if we were to do any more plowing today, we'd end up getting all sorts of mud in between those discs and plug this thing up. You already can see there, some of these are plugged up. So anyway, that's all we're going to do with that one. And for right now, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing off, make sure that the video's right. When we come back, we're going to start loading up that seed. We're going to get out there and plant. And man, right on, good times, YouTube. Hang with me, I'll be right back. I got my cutter, I got my Diet Dr. Pepper, and we're getting ready to get started. I got some gloves in here. I bought 16 bags of seed, and at $38, 16 bags came out to $608, and well, we'll see what we get out of that. So sometimes these bags will open up for you with these little strings, but man, I've always had problems with that. So what I like to do is just take them and toss them up here and then open the bag. I guess I could come down a little lower, and we will here probably. There's my knife. Oh man, this one doesn't even have a cutter on it, inside of it. There's been years that they have just wiped me out. Alright, bag number one. Bag number one. Bag number two. So I'm hoping that I can cover those 20 acres with 10 bags, and then give me 6 to keep playing with. So what we're going to do is kind of get started with just these first 2 bags. As I explained earlier, this part right here, the weld had broke on it, and that's what I did right there as far as the welding job, and it held to finish up my last planting, and I just need to make sure it's going to make it through this planting. Otherwise we're just going to waste seed, and we don't want to do that. Stuff's too expensive. So there we have about 100 pounds of seed in here, and we'll get started and we'll see what 100 pounds does for us. And so basically this thing's spreader is kind of like, you know, one of those handheld spreaders like you use at the house, and this thing will shoot about 20-25 feet both ways, including back. So, you know, nice 180 spread, 50-foot swath. This field goes pretty quick. Doesn't take long. Planting goes real fast. We're plowing. It took me probably about 4 hours to do all of this in 2 or 3 different attempts. You know, didn't get to do it all in one day. Alright, here we're getting started. Graduate about 25 feet from that tree line right there. Get this PTO started. Alright, YouTube, there you have it. You're probably asking why such little seed. Well, I like to cross hatch, so as you see, I went back and forth this way, and then once we finish the whole pasture, we're going to go back and forth this way. And so that's my cross hatching, right? So I go over it one time this way, that gets half of the seed that it needs per acre, and then I go one time this way, right, and that gets the other half, and then that helps me calibrate and figure out how much seed I'm actually putting down, and it gets a nice uniform swath out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, because you've seen the gist of it. I will come back when we do maybe one of the other pastures, or definitely when it comes up, to show you just how awesome it looks, or show you some of the spots where I missed, because with it being kind of dirty like this, and dirty meaning trash, it's not a complete plowed field, right? I still have some of that Johnson grass and some weeds and all sorts of things still standing. Like I said, they're all going to disappear here before long, or melt down over the winter, and then that ryegrass will start coming up through there, and it won't be long, but a week or so, and we'll be there. So, all right, YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed this, and 16 bags of seed. We've sown 2, so we have 14 bags left. And again, my intentions are to do these 20 acres. Depending on how much we got left, I might do the other 20 acres as well. But I definitely want to do this front pasture here where I have my milk cows, give them something over the winter. And then I have this other 9-acre pasture over here that I want to do. And I got another 20-acre pasture in the back I love to do. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have enough seed for it. I may do another trip for that one on my next day off, and by then this thing will be up, and I'll be all jonesy to keep on planting. So, all right, YouTube, thanks for hanging out. We'll go ahead and stop this one right here. Willie La Calle, right on.